Hello and welcome to New Mexico Rising. My name is Dan. You know, each and every week we try to talk to people from across the country about things you could do in your neighborhood. And on this week's show, we got this.
But she doesn't want him to know, so she sends flowers to him anonymously.
All of that and more right here on New Mexico Rising. Feeling run down in the middle of the summer? Well, you're not alone. August is National Wellness Month, and it's a great reminder to hit pause and focus on your health before the chaos of fall really kicks in. Dr. Yael Varnado, best known as Dr. V, is a practicing physician at Johns Hopkins and a regular on national TV. Plus, she's on our show very often, and we love having her. She's joining with some practical, no-fuss ways to refresh your wellness routine, lower stress, and stay on top of your health. Welcome back, Dr. V. How are you?
Well, thanks for having me, Dan. It's great to see you.
All right, you say National Wellness Month couldn't come at a better time. Why is August so key for getting back on track with our health?
Well, you already hit, some of the key points, right? We had a busy summer, we're run down, school's starting, and then we're going to have that, winter push to the holidays. And so it's that time of year where we just need to take a reset, slow things down, maybe take stock of making some health-conscious choices, maybe reevaluate our routine, and think about some ways that we can build healthy habits that are going to support long-term wellness.
All right, let's talk stress. What is one thing that we can do right now to feel a little more balanced?
Oh my goodness. So it's everywhere. And it's the number one thing that's impacting your wellness negatively, right? So whether you're taking a flight, starting a new job, interviewing somebody, there's stress all around us. And so one of the things I say to my patients when they come is, let's try Boron Stress Calm and Stress Calm on the go. It's a homeopathic medicine. It has no known drug interactions. It offers sedative-free relief for occasional nervous tension, irritability, and fatigue due to everyday stress. So you can really stay focused and relaxed. And it's perfect for busy routines, people on the go. It's available in melt-away tablets, even pellets for ages 12 and up. Because Stress Calm is really about finding a simple way to manage life's everyday challenges.
All right, I think I need all of that. A lot of families are already talking about back to school. Any tips for easing into healthier routines again?
Well, if your kids are going back to school, that means they're bringing the germs back to you. And so at the first sign of the flu, you need to use oscillococcinum by Boron. I stock it in my medicine cabinet. I actually kind of keep it in my go bag in the car too. At the first sign of flu symptoms, it's going to fight them like the chills, the body aches, and fatigue, and really fight that before it gets out of control. And Oscillo, the best part is it's non-drowsy. It's a homeopathic option. It's suitable for everyone ages 2 and up, and it doesn't interact with other medicines. You can keep it at home, take it on the go, and it's widely available wherever you may shop.
And when it comes to personal care, what are some easy upgrades you can make to feel better and on the inside and out?
Yeah, well, our skin is our first barrier of defense. And I don't know about you, Dan, but everybody likes to smell good. And fruit makes you think of summer, right? And in New Mexico, it's still warm. And so why not try the new Olay Summer Fizz Body Wash collection? It's going to nourish your skin with a hyaluronic serum complex and other skin-loving ingredients that help promote a healthier skin barrier. And the Olay Summer Fizz Body Wash also comes in these invigorating scents. My family's favorite is actually Strawberry Fizz. You may like the orange. It makes every day feel like a sun-soaked adventure. It reminds you of summer. And the best part, it's free of those parabens, phthalates, and silicones. And it's available nationwide just under $10.
All right. Anything else you recommend as a doctor that people might overlook when trying to boost their wellness?
Yeah, people don't talk about it, but if you're getting active, you may notice that you need better odor and wetness protection. If that's the case, then my go-to is the new Secret Clinical Antiperspirant Fizz collection. It gives clinical level 72-hour protection against 3 types of sweat. That's the stress, the heat, and the activity. And it comes with these pH balancing minerals, and it's been designed with dermatologists, so you can feel good about using it. Secret Clinical Fizz comes in limited fruity scents that are going to make you smell like the first day of summer. And of course, you can buy it everywhere you shop for just under $9.
For anyone that wants to dive deeper, want to learn more, where should they go?
Check out tipsontv.com.
Dr. V, thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Great to see you. Be well.
I'll try.
Hot weather can be more draining than we think. Even being a little dehydrated can leave us tired, foggy, or feeling off. Dr. Dana Ryan from Liquid IV joins us to explain how we can stay hydrated the right way this summer. Hi, Dr. Ryan.
Hello, thanks so much for having me.
Why is summer heat such a big deal when it comes to hydration?
Yeah, hydration is critical year round, but we think about our summer days. They're hot, they're humid. You're running around, you're doing a million things. The day gets away from you. All of a sudden it's 5 p.m. You haven't had anything to drink all day and you're starting to feel the effects of it. So it can really creep up on us, especially in these hot summer months.
And how can dehydration affect how we feel, like energy or focus?
Yeah, so being dehydrated actually has a really wide range of effects from physical performance. So maybe you want to meet some friends in the afternoon for a pickleball game after work and you're just feeling a little off. That edge is missing. Could be something as simple as dehydration. Or maybe in the afternoon, you're kind of struggling at your desk, can't quite keep your head up and kind of thinking maybe it's stress or I'm just tired or something else. But the culprit may be a little bit more simple than that. It could just simply be that we're not hydrated.
And what are some early signs we might be getting dehydrated?
Yeah, so some of the things that we just talked about, some of that energy levels, fatigue, brain fog, things that we often excuse away to something other than being dehydrated. And so one of the things that's interesting is that I think intuitively, we all know that we need to be hydrated, but we wait for our body to say, oh, I'm thirsty, then I'll drink something. But the reality is by the time we're thirsty, we're already dehydrated. So it's something that we want to make sure that we focus on first thing in the morning. Set a plan, stay hydrated in the morning. It's going to really help set you up for success throughout the rest of the day.
And do you have any tips for avoiding that midday energy crash?
Yeah, so, we've all been there. We've all felt that moment where you just want to put your head down on your desk and take a quick nap. And it's common, right? Circadian rhythms drop in the afternoon. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself the best chance to rehydrate as quickly as possible. And one of the things that's important at Liquid IV is that everything that we do is backed by science. And so we have the data on our products to show that they're going to help you rapidly rehydrate. So if you're feeling that afternoon slump, throw a packet of Liquid IV into your water, whether it's hydration multiplier or sugar-free hydration multiplier, and it's going to help you rapidly rehydrate so you can continue to thrive for the rest of the day.
And where can people go if they want to learn more?
So you can head to liquid-iv.com and learn all about the science and more.
Dr. Ryan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Back to school season can feel like a sprint between tech updates, healthy lunches, and trying not to overspend. So how do you keep it simple without dropping the ball? Joining us with some sanity-saving tips is lifestyle expert, mom, and Emmy-winning host, Marisa Brahney. Welcome back to the show, Marisa. How are you?
Thanks for having me, Dan. I'm well. Great to be with you.
All right, let's start with tech. What should families be thinking about when they gear up for the school year?
Tech is huge, and one of my biggest mom hacks is to sort out that tech early for your kids. So it's one less thing to stress about come back to school, and T-Mobile is making it really easy this year. Unbeatable deals like the latest Samsung S25 free when you add a line and trade in. Plus, if you're switching, they have the easy upgrade program that gives you a new phone, pays off your old one, no trade-in needed, and you can lock in your prices for 5 years with the new plan. So that's big when it comes to costs. Plus, with Magenta status, you get lots of free perks. So Apple TV Plus, Hulu, Netflix, Dash Pass, and T-Satellite. And T-Mobile is trying to give more families access to the internet through Project 10 Million. This gives eligible K-12 families free internet and hotspots. And you can find out more at t-mobile.com/project 10 million.
Health and wellness are pretty big right now. So how are simple ways parents could keep the kids feeling good on the inside and out?
Yeah, beyond the basics, a lot of moms are looking at other things in terms of health and wellness this school year. In fact, research from Smarty Pants Vitamins shows many families are now viewing supporting their kids' brain health just as important as supporting their immune health. So I love Smarty Pants Kids Multi and Omegas because this is a focused blend of 6 research-backed nutrients that support brain health, plus 16 nutrients overall that are all designed to help fill common gaps and really support kids' growth and development. Plus, they taste great, which is super important. We want our kids to actually enjoy them. So I love that as we think about health and wellness. And then turning now to snacking. That's, of course, always important as we pack those lunches. I have 3 to do in the morning. So I'm always keeping Z-Bar Energy snack bars stocked in my pantry. I love these because they're USDA organic certified. They are non-GMO, 11 to 13 grams of whole grains per bar. Great flavors my kids love, like the iced oatmeal cookie, chocolate chip, and chocolate brownie. Z-Bar is also teaming up with Moana this back to school season, which is really fun because families can enter the Z-Bar back to school sweepstakes for a chance to win a free trip to Hawaii. So definitely a fun adventure to start the school year.
Back to school shopping can get expensive pretty quickly. So what are some smart ways that we can stretch our budgets without cutting corners?
I think it's all about flexibility and really finding a way that works for your family in terms of budgeting. And so I love Affirm because it allows you to pay responsibly over time with no late or hidden fees. You can shop top retailers like Amazon, Dick's Sporting Goods, Newegg, and more for all those back to school supplies, the dorm gear, the tech, everything you need. All you have to do is download the Affirm app to shop virtually anywhere or just select Affirm at checkout. It's going to give you a lot of options for your back to school budget this year.
For students of all ages, how could they feel more confident and prepared when heading back to school?
Well, one of the things we think about with a fresh mindset is really feeling our best, right? Especially for those college-age kids. Stepping onto campus with confidence is huge. And one of the ways to do that, Olay Super Serum Body Wash. I love this, especially for after the summer months, because this is going to transform your skin. Go from that dull and dry skin to luminous and really feeling so hydrated. This is made with 5+ skincare ingredients. It's a concentrated serum. It's going to transform by making your skin brighter. It's going to firm your skin. It's going to hydrate it. It's going to even your skin tone, whether your skin is normal, extra dry, or rough and bumpy. So it's really going to give you that confidence to glow as you set foot back on campus.
And finally, where can viewers go to check out more of your tips?
Just head to my website. It's marisabrahney.com. Go to the blog section. I have all this there for you and lots more ideas.
Thanks for joining us, Marisa. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thank you.
Back to school season is here, and it's not just families feeling the pressure. Most teachers in America are paying for classroom supplies with their own money, an average of $445 each year. Today, we're joined by Becky Pringle, president of National Education Association, to talk about why this is happening and how we can help. Good morning, Becky.
Good morning. It's good to be with you.
You as well. So why are school supplies so expensive this year? What's driving the cost?
I taught 8th graders the wonders of science for 31 years. And can I tell you that I still feel the sense of joy and excitement and anticipation at this time of year. Now more as a grandmother, but still, I feel it. And that's what our students and educators and our parents are feeling too. But our parents and educators are also feeling anxious, and they have some anxiety about the rising costs of everything. So our parents are getting ready for school, and they see as much as a 15% increase in the cost of everything, from school clothes to backpacks to school supplies, everything impacted by the rise in tariffs, which are going to rise again, as well as just the economic uncertainty. Our educators are feeling that too, because when our families can provide those resources for their students, of course, that finds its way to our schoolhouse door. That means that educators are digging into their own pockets, taking out money out of their own families' budgets, which they're stretching thin already. And we're hearing from educators all over the country that they're spending as much as $500 to actually provide those additional supplies and tools and resources for their students. That's not okay. We have to do better as we welcome our kids back to school.
What are teachers doing to make sure students have what they need?
Teachers are doing what they always do. In addition to digging into their own pockets, they're asking organizations to help them. They're applying for grants. They're trying to work with partners within the community to help share the responsibility of meeting the needs of their students. That's also a lot of their time to do that kind of thing. When they know that the federal government in particular right now is not living up to its own responsibility. It's taking away funding from our schools with the big, bad, terrible, horrible, no good bill that just passed Congress and the president just signed. Cuts to Medicaid, where we know most of our students, many of our students depend on healthcare. There in New Mexico, we have over 800,000 of our families and students that depend on Medicaid for their healthcare. Our kids can't learn if they're not healthy. There in New Mexico, almost 250,000 families and students depend on meals, school meals. So the cuts to nutrition programs at the federal level impact real students in a way that they can't learn because they're coming to school hungry. That's not okay. So we're coming together, lifting up our voices and making sure that people understand these are real kids in real families and real schools that are being impacted by these cuts.
Why are so many educators still buying supplies with their own money?
Because we have never, ever fully or adequately funded our public schools, particularly in those areas where our students and families need more, our rural areas where our funding in this country is based to a large degree on property values. We know in rural areas they're not going to raise the funds they need. Same thing is true in our urban areas. So the lack of adequate funding in areas where gaps are closed by the federal government funding, they're going to struggle even more. And educators do what they always do, right? They, of course, meet our students where they are. And if our students are coming in and they're hungry, they're going to have snacks. They're going to buy snacks for them. If our students are coming in and they don't have eyewear, they're going to find a way to get them to a doctor's appointment and get them the eyewear they need. That should not be falling to teachers and other educators in our schools. The government should be living up to its promise so that every student, everyone, has what they need to learn and grow and thrive.
So how can parents and neighbors support their local schools and teachers?
Well, our parents are natural allies and they come together with us and communities come together to ask for our community organizations, our neighbors, our community partners, our businesses to help us supply some of those things that our schools don't have for our students. But it really is going to take a commitment of our government at every level, honestly. It has never been in this country a matter of whether we have the wealth. It's always been a matter of whether we have the will to keep our promise to our students. So parents and our allies, come join us in our movement to demand more for our students. Visit us at NEA.org/protect, where you can get more information about these issues. You can support public education as the foundation of this or any democracy, and you can take action from writing your member of Congress to actually joining us on the front lines with mobilizations beginning this school year with Labor Day. Please join us because organized people will always win over organized money.
That's very true. And one more time, where can people go to learn more to get involved?
NEA.org/protect.
Thank you so much for joining us, Becky.
Thank you.
Have you ever sent flowers without signing your name and watched the whole world just do their best to try to figure it all out? That's the spark behind Anonymously, a new farcical comedy coming to the National Hispanic Cultural Center. It blends Spanglish, lowriders, and a whole lot of curiosity. And today we're joined by some of the team that has brought it all to life on stage, and they're going to give us a little bit behind the scenes. Welcome to the show, everyone. How are you? All right, for the folks that have not heard about this yet, what is Anonymously all about?
Well, I am the director of the play, and so it's my job to know the story inside and out. So I'm happy to tell you. We have a young woman who is the stage manager of a local production, who has a friend who is an actor in the play. And she wants to basically say thank you to him for being such a nice guy, but she doesn't want him to know. So she sends flowers to him anonymously. And that's the basic premise. The florist tells her it drives people nuts not to know who sent them flowers, and especially guys. So she gets intrigued by that idea, and she cannot wait to see what her friend Miguel and how he reacts to getting those flowers anonymously.
And honestly, I have done this myself, so I understand. And then I get the messages, hey, did you send me flowers? So I totally understand where this comes from. But Ruben Muller, you wrote this. What inspired this story and kind of the style of how it's told?
Many years ago, I actually got some flowers from a lady or someone, and it was a lot of money, and it made me crazy. And so I embellished a little bit of it, but yeah, it's based on a true story.
And the show mixes comedy, culture, and some Spanglish and some fun ways. How does that come through in the performances?
I feel like it really shines through with the diversity of characters that we have. A lot of the core cast, for example, like Daisy and Miguel, they're very Chicano, very Mexican grown individuals. And I feel like you really get to see the contrast from those characters with my specific character, for example, Norma, who doesn't know Spanish, has lived in New Mexico for most of her life, but just never really learned Spanish or the slang. So the audience gets to kind of follow around that journey as you kind of, the different cultures collide.
What has been the most rewarding or maybe surprising part of working on this production?
We some of us have worked together in the past. Ruben also directed a play or wrote a play called Tacos Rico, so it's kind of a reunion. The most rewarding thing is this is a excellent comedy, and we get to kind of really show our comedy timing and chops, and I get to play a diva, so that's ultimately the most rewarding thing there is.
So why do you think New Mexico audiences will connect with this show?
I think New Mexico audiences will really like this show because it exemplifies the culture here in New Mexico. Specifically here in Albuquerque, there is a whole culture that we are appreciating. And so I think it'll just hit close to home for a lot of the audience that comes to watch us.
The show, anonymously, is presented by Sandia Performance Arts Company in partnership with the National Hispanic Cultural Center. If you want to check it out, it's every weekend in August, 15th through the 17th, 22nd through the 24th, 29th through the 31st. Times are Friday and Saturday at 7:30 p.m., Sundays at 2 p.m. If you want to check it out, it's going to be at the National Hispanic Cultural Center, the Wells Fargo Auditorium, which is at 1701 4th Street Southwest in Albuquerque. If you want to get tickets, go to my.nmculture.org/overview/47794 or go to the link that's on the screen. The price is around $25 for general. If you are an NHCC member, it's $23, and kids 10 and under are $15. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today and sharing a little bit behind the scenes of your play anonymously.
Thank you.
See us.
Meth gators, drunk bears, and a herd of cocaine hippos. No, that's not your local karaoke bar or a rejected sci-fi script. It's real life. Wildlife biologist and adventurer Forrest Galante is exposing a bizarre way that humans' vices are wreaking havoc on the animal kingdom. In his new Discovery Channel series, Animals on Drugs, he digs into how these creatures got hooked, what it means for their ecosystems, and hopefully they could go into rehab. So Forrest joins us now. How can you help? Welcome to the show, Forrest. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm really well, Dan. Thanks for having me. Heck of an intro.
All right. Well, when people hear Animals on Drugs, they think it's a joke, and yeah, I made a few jokes out of that. But this is actually a very real and serious problem. What inspired you to tackle this story?
Yeah, great question. It is loud, it is salacious, but it is also a very timely and real problem. You know, the inspiration came from me actually having a run-in my own neighborhood where a bear would repeatedly break into my trash and recycling, and one time came in and clearly showed a preference for alcohol. This set me on a whole path of research that ended up me discovering that human substances are having these negative consequences on animals and their ecosystems the world over, whether that's the illicit drug trade of cocaine with Pablo Escobar, bringing hippos in that are literally killing people and destroying habitat, or meth and ED drugs and things like that getting flushed down toilets in Florida that are leading to quite literal meth gators it's having really large negative side effects on the animals. And my entire goal in life is to mitigate human-wildlife conflict. And this is a really large conflict that is, for the most part, going unspoken.
So you're saying some of these animals are actually seeking out the drugs and vices for themselves?
The only ones that we encountered that were generally seeking it out, and if you think about it, they have an instinctual drive to do so, were the bears. Now, with the advent of all of these new really sugary alcoholic drinks, whether that's alcoholic kombucha or ciders or the White Claws and seltzers of the world, those animals are hardwired to seek sugar to put on weight, those animals being bears, during the spring and summer to get ready for the winter. So they are genuinely going for alcohol. In the case of cocaine hippos, they're just a side effect of the cocaine industry. And when it comes to meth gators, they are really bioaccumulating methamphetamines from the waterways into the smaller fish, into the larger fish, that by the time they get into the alligators are having really high potency effects. So it's very case by case basis. For the most part, they're not seeking it out, but they are being exposed to it with or without their own choice.
Beyond the stories, what's the bigger message here? What do you think viewers can walk away with, like understanding the relationship between humans and wildlife?
The biggest message here, Dan, is that everything's connected, and everything we do, whether that's, literally taking Viagra to have a good night and then peeing in the toilet, which ends up in our waterways, which ends up literally stopping reproduction in certain animals. It's all connected. The ecosystem, the planet is all connected one way or another. And understanding that if we make better choices and are a little bit more responsible in how we discard things and how we manage getting rid of our own vices, then we can have a healthier planet, a better ecosystem if we just make those choices, because it does affect creatures that don't have a say in it.
All right, you're also part of Alien Sharks Death Down Under. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, again, it's a loud, salacious, silly title, but it's a really cool show and tell of sharks that don't get the spotlight very frequently. In that show, I believe we have 17 different species of elasmobranch. We look at some of the only venomous sharks in the world and even test the potency of that venom on the human system, which hasn't been tested before. So it's a really cool show. If you missed it on Discovery Channel, you can catch up on Discovery Plus or HBO Max. We've got other Shark Weeks, Animals on Drugs, anything to do with conservation and wildlife. I'm all about it, and I'm trying to put it out there for people to love.
Venomous sharks, Animals on Drugs. You have a very interesting career following all this stuff, man.
I do indeed. I'm very lucky. I get to follow my passion every day, which is to communicate wildlife conservation and science. And I just am so glad to hear when people fall in love with animals because of it.
Check out Animals on Drugs, Monday, July 28th at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific on Discovery Channel. And keep an eye out for Forrest and Alien Sharks Death Down Under and Florida's Death Beach, both airing during Shark Week. For more info, visit discovery.com or follow them on social media at Discovery. Hey, Forrest, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And that's it for New Mexico Rising. I want to thank you for tuning in and checking out the show. If you actually want to be on the show, just email me. That's newmexicorising@gmail.com. Go to our website, newmexicorising.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or follow us on our YouTube channel. That's at NM Rising. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, all that other good stuff. And until next week, that was New Mexico Rising.